Okay, so we're going to come to moving a little bit. I want you to come right down to the sole of your feet in your mind's eye. Keep your eyes closed if you can in this practice. If it's not comfortable to do that, have them kind of half open and look just through your eyelashes. Try and focus right down through to the sole of your foot now. Find the center of the sole of your foot. As if you were going to stick a pin in the donkey's tail, that sort of thing. Find that center point. From there, screw your toes up. And then release. So moving from that center point of the sole of your foot, just nothing else. Thinking of moving from there as you draw it in and draw your toes in, and then release your toes and spread them, and spread the ball of your foot from that center point. Do a couple more of those. Really open up the front of the foot as you spread it away from the center. And then release. Come to your ankle now. Find the center point of your ankle. It's probably going to be near the front of your ankle, you're thinking here. Find that center point deep inside your ankle. And then we're just going to flex the foot from there. So think of the center point and move from there as you flex your foot towards you. Think of the center point as you allow and release the ankle to move away. Your toes point. So 3 more of those, thinking of moving just from that center point, not moving from your toes, moving from your ankle. Open out the front of the foot, front of the ankle as you point your toes. Open out the sole of the foot as you flex your foot. And then we're going to move up from there, let go of the ankle. Move up from there to your knee. You might want to bring your knees in a little bit closer to hip distance now. Think of your front, it's probably the front of your kneecap you're going to think of here. It may be a little bit deeper, you get the sensation, but we want to find the center point on your knees. And then lifting from that, as if somebody's hooked a little thread through that point in your knee. On your right knee, you're going to lift up from the right knee and move the foot along the floor, heels coming towards your bottom, bending at the knee, lifting your knee up, foot still in the floor. And then from that point on your knee, use that to move the foot away. You obviously will be using other muscles, but this is what I tried to explain yesterday. We're moving back up in the right leg again. 2 more on the right leg. So this is what I tried to say yesterday. We try to move from the center outwards rather than from either end of a muscle or a movement. So lifting up at the kneecap again on your right foot last time, sliding the foot in, but we're just thinking of the knee opening and closing. The sensation in your knee might be more evident when you do this. So turn to the left knee now. Find that center point first of all, and then lift up through the kneecap. Foot comes flat to the floor, slides along towards your bottom. Move from the center of the kneecap again. You're using that to move your shin away from you, which is then directing your foot, obviously. So here we're moving bones, joints, muscles. Nothing moves on its own. Everything has to move together. Needs the most complicated joint that we have as well. Okay, so after your third one on your left, move up now to your hip flexors. So your hip flexors are your psoas, these stringy long bits. You might want to just feel them and see if you can find the center point there. And then your glutes are behind them. So what we want to do is find that center point in between your hip flexors and your glutes, really. So squeeze your glutes a little bit and feel your hip flexors switch on. You might want your fingers there just to feel it. And then release. So we're going to move now, and we're going to move using all the points that we've just used. So we're going to have the hip flexor attached to a knee, attached to the center point of your ankle, attached to the center point of your foot. Imagine a string running right down your right leg from your hip flexor right through all those center points. So a little bit deeper than the skin. We want to go down a little bit deeper, the sensation. Now from that point, move your right foot in. So moving from the hip flexor this time, start the chain reaction down through the center points, drawing the foot in again like we did, and then leave it there on the floor. And then same thing on the left foot. We're going to draw in using the center point, hip flexor, knee, ankle, sole of the foot. Draw both in. So now you've ended up with your feet in and we're ready for bridge, basically. So if you know where your feet are normally in bridge, you want your heels a bit closer to your bottom maybe. Shuffle it up or down. And then again, we're going to attach ourselves to our feet, the center point of our foot, center point of ankle, center point of kneecap or knee, and then your hip flexors. And we're going to use this now for 3 bridge rolls. Remember, we do the little pelvic tilt, but we won't go into that. We'll just go up and down in rolls. So do try to remember the pelvic tilt as you come into it. So inhale, press into the sole of the foot, the center. Feel it move up through the ankle, through the knee, lift the kneecap, lift the hip flexor. Everything comes up with it and everything pours to the shoulder. Then moving down, we're going to roll through the spine until we feel the hip flexors lowering. Lower as if somebody's got your bare string from the hip flexors. Find the knees then releasing, and the feet and the ankles can release. 2 more, thinking of moving sole through the ankle, through the kneecap, lifting up through the kneecap, lifting up through the hip flexor, up to the top of your bridge roll. And then release slowly down through the vertebrae, one by one. Hold on to the abdominal muscles too here. But let the hip flexor come down, let the knee then release, let the ankle and the foot release. One last time, pressing into the feet, that point in the sole of the foot. Moving the knees up and forward through that center point, lifting up the hip flexors by squeezing the glutes, move the hip flexors up. And then release everything back down slowly to the floor, releasing the 4 points in your legs. And we're back down on the floor. Let's move. Take the feet away from us again. So now come up into your belly area, the lower abdomen or the abdominal area, and find the center point of your abdominal area. So a bit deeper than skin. Imagine going down into the center of your core there. Draw the tummy in to find that center point. Find everything gathering into the center of your abdomen. Now we're going to attach that to your hip flexor, to your knee, to your ankle, to the sole of the foot. Okay, so drawing your tummy in and starting the move from there, bring your leg in, lift the foot off the floor. We're bringing it up into half Asanas. So we're bringing thigh to chest. Think of moving up through all 4 points on your leg with the tummy muscle until you come up into half Asanas. Take the hands and place them either behind your thigh or on your shins and try and find the center points of your fingers on the front of your shin. And draw that thigh to your chest. And then release softly, but leave the leg up there. We're going to move the other one up to being with it. So think of that center point of your abdominal muscles again. Draw the tummy in tight into the center as if you're pinching up a tablecloth. And then think of your hip flexor, your knee, your ankle, the sole of the foot. Draw up from the tummy muscle. Start the movement, drawing up through the hip flexor, through the knee, through the ankle, through the sole of the foot. Bring the leg in, so your left leg's now in as well. Hands round the back of the thighs or on the front of both shins. Find the center of the palms, find them on the center of the shin or the thigh. Draw both knees in towards your center. And release. 2 more, exhaling them inwards towards that center point on your belly. Inhale, release slightly. Notice what's still connected in ankles, knees, hip flexors. Everything's moving together here. Okay, so from here, take your hands out to the side. Let's move my notes. Again, we're coming to the center point of the belly. Take the hands out to the side. And we're going to move into twisted pose. So we're going to just Parasympathetic. So we're going to think of the center point of your knees again. Knees connected to belly here. So 2 center points related there. Draw in the belly, think of the knees, and then move over, roll over your left hip to your left side. So you're taking both legs over gently towards the floor. Let the right shoulder come with you. Let everything move with you until your legs are comfortably settled on the floor. So you may be quite twisted in your shoulders here, that's fine. Okay, so think of that center point now on your belly. And find it moving outwards to the center of your waist on your right hand side. And imagine what's happening there. I said yesterday, imagine somebody's got the hand in the middle, the two hands in the middle, and they're spreading your skin. So imagine that center point on your waist muscles here, and somebody's spreading their hand up your body and down your hips at the same time, opening up that muscle, those muscles, sorry. And then rotate the shoulder under your body and open up your palm on your right hand side. You feel already like your shoulder just dropped a little bit there. Imagine the center point now between your shoulder blades. Just slowly try and let it move towards the floor. Don't force, try and open the muscles from the center point between your shoulder blades. Imagine somebody spreading their hands across your back again. Might want to let your head start to roll to the right. That sometimes allows your body to go with it. And then go back to the center point on your right side body. So that area around your waist. Maybe you can feel the muscles now spreading up your ribs, down your hips, backwards, forwards, round your waist, spreading and releasing to allow the movement. Okay, so we're going to move here. So anybody that's rotated their head, bring it back to center. Engage with the center point of the belly, engage with the kneecap, or the center of the knees again. Draw in through the belly button, through the center point there, and lift up the kneecaps, coming back to center. You might want to have a bit of a stretch of your legs here. Do so if you feel you need to, because we're going to go over to the other side. So make yourself comfortable and then attach your center point to your abdominal muscles again and your knees. And we're going to roll over to the right, over the right hip, releasing the legs very slowly by containing that center point in your abdominal muscles. Hold on to them. Contain it, but you slowly allow the muscles outside of it to spread away until your knees come down comfortably to the floor, allowing the left shoulder up as far as it needs to come. Find the center of your waist again. Imagine somebody smoothing the skin and the muscles and everything deeper, both ways, down towards your hips, up towards your armpit, moving outward from the center. Find the center spot on your back again, between your shoulder blades. Rotate the shoulder under, open the palm on the left side, and then try and softly from that center point between your shoulder blades, try to move the muscles by releasing them, spreading them away from the center of your shoulder blades. Letting the left shoulder drop, allow the head maybe to turn a little bit, see if that gives a bit more reaction through the shoulders. And breathe. At this point, you probably soften the abdominal muscles. And then that allows that center point on your left-hand side by your waist just to let go a bit more, because it's moving in 4 directions. All the muscles, they don't just go up and down here, they move all around your body. Okay, so to come out, make sure your head comes up to look upwards again, and then draw that center of your abdominal muscles inwards. Focus on your knees, squeeze them together and lift up back to center. And then release your feet to the floor. Not what we're doing now. Okay, stretch your legs away, have a little bit of a stretch out through your hip flexors, through your kneecaps, through your ankles, through the sole of the foot. Take your hands then above your head. And we're just going to move into Pranayama, but only the top half today. So first of all, find that center spot again between your shoulder blades. Focus on there. And then the center point on the right-hand side of your waist, where we just found that in our twist. We're going to lift it up a little bit and shuffle your shoulders over towards your right. So you're contracting your right side body. So draw in from the center of your waist now on the side. Move your shoulders over, only to top half in Pranayama this morning. So find that center point of the waist and squeeze the muscles towards it now. Draw them in. Find the center point on your back again between your shoulder blades and spread the muscles out from there. Allow your shoulders to spread across the floor. And then find the center point on your waist, on your left-hand side. And feel as if somebody's spreading everything down towards your hips and everything up towards your left armpit. And breathe. And let that little spot between your shoulder blades sink into the floor. And see if you can feel a bit of space at that spot on the left-hand side of your waist. See if it feels a lot more spacious there. A bit lighter, less tight. And then lift up gently, walk your top body across to the center, take a breath there, and then move over to the other side. Again, focusing on the on the left side center spot that we've just opened. We're going to contract there as we draw ourselves over to the left side. So we're squeezing the left side body now at that center point of the waist. Find the spot between your shoulder blades again, spread out across your back as if somebody's smoothing from there outwards. Find that spot on the right-hand side of the waist where we just contracted now. And find it opening up and spreading as if somebody's smoothing downwards, smoothing upwards, smoothing roundwards across your belly. Moving from the center. And then walk back to the center of the mat again with your shoulders. Going here. Okay, so now we're taking our hands behind us. We're going to think again of that center point between the shoulder blades, but how it's linked to the center of what we call our heart. Our heart's slightly to the left, but when we move our heart, we're thinking of the center of our sternum, really. So connect that spot between your shoulder blades in your mind, connect it with a little string to the heart on the front, or the heart spot. Take your hands then and tuck your shoulders one at a time under your body behind you. Your palms are facing downwards. Your back of your hand is then stretched out, and your left glute will rest on your left back of hand, and tuck the right one under, or the other one. Put your right glute on your back of your left palm, left hand. So you've got your shoulders really squeezing at that center point and drawing your shoulders under. Okay, so your head will feel a little bit tipped here. It'll open slightly in your throat. That's okay, you're quite safe to do this. We don't need to worry too much about crunching. As long as you lift your head and move a little bit further away so you've extended your neck, the back of your neck rather. Okay, so draw that center point of tummy in again. And then we're going to squeeze our biceps together, squeeze that center point behind us on our shoulder blades, and lift our heart up. Lift it up, press into the hands a little bit to lift a bit higher, moving the heart as if somebody's hooked under your rib cage there, and they're drawing up through the sternum. So this is modified fish. And breathe. Real big front body opener. So we're opening up the center of the front of the body here. We're contracting the back of the body by drawing the arms and the shoulders together. And we're drawing the shoulders then down slightly. So we're contracting down towards the waist, towards the center of the waist there. And notice that open feeling in the center of your breastbones, center of your collarbones, center of your throat, lifting up, breathing. Go back down to the center of your ankle. Your feet are probably flopped forward here. We're pointing our toes. Nice open sensation in the center of the ankle on the front body. And then release back down to the floor. Move the hands out from under your bottom. Find that center spot between your shoulder blades again. Imagine somebody's hands there and they're smoothing out from it across the back of your body, smoothing your shoulders across the mat. Come to the front of your body, come to the center of your belly, your waist and your heart in a line in the front of your body. Feel any energy that's residual there from that move, from that opening. Then take your hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Press the center of both palms together, align the fingers. Turn them and pop the thumbs against that center point of your sternum or your heart on the front of your body. So your fingers are now facing up towards your nose. Closing your eyes again. Moving upwards, draw the thumbs up in a line along the front of your chest, coming up through the front of your throat. Imagine that center line of you, up past your lips, past your nose, up past your forehead and your third eye there, that little spot in the center of your forehead, right past your forehead, right past you, drawing the line out of you and up above you as your fingers reach up above your head. Reach them as far as your fingers will go. Still that line moving out of you now. Connecting to where your fingers are. Draw the hands then back down. Pressing into both palms. Centering on the center of the palms. Past your nose, past your lips. Straight down that line. Back down to the center of your sternum. And release the hands to the side. And then you're going to have to grab your brick at this point. Oh. So have your brick handy, down by your hips. Draw your feet back in. And while we're here, just find the center point of your lower back now. So between your pelvis, those big pelvic bones, see if you can find the center of it. That's where the bottom of your spine obviously comes to your tail end. So we're going to use the spot on the sole of our feet and our knees and our hip flexors again, focusing on there just to press into your feet and lift your bottom off the floor, enough to slide the brick under that flat spot of your pelvis into where that center point is. Find it connected, make sure you feel stable. Then we're going to draw our right knee in from the kneecap, lifting it in towards our chest again. Our left knee in towards our chest again from the kneecap. Now, if you're happy to stay here, you're more comfortable here, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to take the center points of your soles of your feet again, and we're going to draw them up in a big semicircle up towards the ceiling. So you're straightening your legs basically. But we're thinking of moving from that spot on the sole of your feet, lifting up the feet. Knees still might end up being a little bit bent, but flex the feet to try and make them parallel to the ceiling. You need to adjust the brick now, do so. Make sure you feel comfortable and supported by it. So we're into our Viparita Karani, our legs in the air pose. And then if you can, just reach up slightly through the point in your sole towards the ceiling. Don't lock the knees, so have the knees soft. And then find your point of balance. Spread that spot in your shoulders again across the floor. Widen the shoulders. Everything's pouring downwards towards them. Open the palms up towards the ceiling. Open the center of the palms. Come up to your forehead now. Find that little spot that we put our fingers on in Vishnu Mudra, our third eye. Focus on that center point, just above your eyebrows, on your forehead. And relate it to the center point of your feet. So everything's moving down from the sole of your foot, through the center of your knees, through your hip flexors, through your belly button, belly area. Gently, still moving up through your heart and the spot between your shoulder blades, center of throat, and moving up towards the center of your forehead. Lots of lovely oxygenated blood physically moving here. So we're flushing out any toxins that we've got in there in our heads. And actually, on a side note, this is a really good pose, known historically in India to keep you youthful and to be really good for the skin. So you can see how physically it would be, because we're obviously doing exactly that. We're renewing the blood and flushing out anything, any old stuff in our head, in our face, in our skin. So they reckon 20 minutes a day of this will keep you young. If you've got the time to do that, give it a go. Really nice position to stay in. If you like this, may feel a little bit wobbly in it. If it ever does feel like that, please just take your legs down and keep them on the floor. You're still doing a bit of an inversion if you put your hips in a brick. But it's quite nice to use the wall here to support you as well, if you do this for any length of time, because then you can really release into it. Okay, so then we're going to bend our right knee, bend our left knee, bring them back towards our chest. Center of the feet are now moving downwards one at a time to the floor. Connect that center point to your sole again. Feel the support. Press into there, lift your hips, move the brick, take your hips back down to the floor. And then move your feet away from you. Have a bit of a stretch out if you feel you need to. Reach your hands above your head. And then just lay there for a minute in Savasana. So you can let your feet fall out now, let go of everything. Then come back up to the crown of your head. Just imagine for a moment somebody's taken a ribbon out of the crown of your head. Where your hands went to a minute ago above your head, imagine somebody's pulling that ribbon. And as they pull on the ribbon of the crown, feel the crown move away from your body. And it's attached then to that center point of your shoulder blades and your heart. So they move with it. Everything draws up, draws down through your belly. Imagine that ribbon is moving, draws up through the hip flexors. Everything's connecting. Knees may get involved, right down to the sole of your feet. Drawing that ribbon upwards through your center. And then release again back to the floor. We'll come to the third eye again, the center of you and your forehead. And move down through the center of your throat, through your heart, through the center of your shoulder blades, down to the center of your belly. Move down your right leg through the center points again. Move down your left leg through the center points again. Right out through the soles of both feet. So centering on yourself, it's about checking in, it's about listening. It's not about being selfish, but it's about connecting to you as a whole, not just your body and not just a mind. It's It's about realizing your strengths by acknowledging and accepting your perceived weaknesses. And it's about learning to focus and center and trust yourself. And learning to like and even love yourself. Because the more you do, the more you can expand that trust and love to other people. So have a couple of breaths, enjoy that space, run them down through center, have a wriggle, have a curl up, whatever you need, and then roll over carefully. Take a couple of breaths on your side. We've been on our back for a while this morning, so do open your eyes, take a couple of breaths and move up slowly. I had a young teacher the other day there that said to me, I don't know why everybody does that. It takes a time to get up. People can move off the floor without doing all that. I thought, you've got a lot to learn. It doesn't always work when you're a little bit older. Anyway, we'll all come back up to the top. We're all awake again now, but maybe a bit more released and relaxed and ready for the weekend, hopefully. So quite a nice way to finish the week. Not always got to be about shunting our body from one end of the mat to the other. Focus on yourself this weekend. Remember, it's for the benefit of others. Thank you for everybody's practice this week. It's been fun. And I ask that the light in me always greets the light in you.